which was a masonry product, and some of our other children were kicking it in, and we had our employee put a plywood skirt around it, and it took that issue away, and he did a good job with that. Another one of our, I guess, key hires is our heating ventilating employee. He's saving us, I can't put a dollar figure on it, but it is considerable. We have not hired a plumber or heating ventilating company probably in a couple of years. I work closely with them. We're on a two-way radio basis daily. We monitor our heating needs every day. It may be a little too warm in here, but
You're not serious, are you?
here's what I purposely programmed the computer for tonight to be on from 6 to 10, which means that you can hear the fan running.
Right.
And with my heating ventilating employee, we programmed the boiler to be on from 6 to 10, so what's hopefully coming out of that is warm air.
I just recommended to Bella, we open a window and let some.
Now, wait, I think we're saving, just to emphasize it, I believe we're saving in the tens of thousands of dollars. We spent a lot of money
That's
in the
tonight alone.
past. No, with the, I'm talking about on hiring plumbers, HVAC, specialty you would always see a truck in front of a school, whether
Yeah.
it's a plumbing company. I think we're saving a lot of money in that area.
I agree. It's just, you never know what you're saving, but I agree that in the 2 or so years, close to 3 now, the savings has been well into the tens of thousands of dollars.
And interesting enough, Wayne, a couple of years, or 2 or 3 years ago, came in here and really pushed hard for that
Right.
position too.
Right.
So,
It really is paying us dividends. He's doing, which many towns never get to do, preventive maintenance type work. As you see on here, we're standardizing air filters. Custodians are changing air filters. This gentleman, his name's Louis Del Genio, we've made wire frames, which we have these air filters, big rolls of air filters. We slide them on, they're like big sleeves, and they're standardized at all the schools. That's pretty cool. Doing things we normally have to hire someone to do, or we wouldn't get done at all. Rooftop exhaust fans, belts and motors being addressed on a regular basis. It's pretty good stuff. From my standpoint, it has to do with air quality. If the air quality is very healthy and the CO2 readings are where they belong, then we're doing our job. We're bringing fresh air in and exhausting it properly. It works well.
I think it also makes the equipment last longer, so it puts off the amount of time you have to call in someone when there is a major issue. So I think that's another savings that you really can't calculate.
I'm sure you're all aware we have school security projects. The middle school is completed. I think there's 13 cameras in here. We have door alarms and door access with what they call little key fobs. We're still working out the bugs. High school is the same. It has 16 cameras, door alarms, and key fobs. The bachelor school is getting there, and we're working on the hood and little. Incandescent lights being replaced with compact fluorescents. These are what they call T8 fluorescents. Most of the other schools are being replaced from T12 to T8s with high efficiency electronic ballasts. Emergency exit lights are being replaced with LEDs. We signed up for the Meyer Rewards program, which will hopefully save us 8% on liability insurance if we do a great job with freezer prevention, roof inspections, facility self-inspections, and indirect quality monitoring. And I think we're pretty well up to speed on those.
So the 8%, that's 8% savings on what kind of insurance?
We pay property insurance on an annual basis. It has a fairly high deductible, but it's really to prevent calamitous issues. So we're poised through Wayne's efforts to save as much as 8% on the annual premium. Great.
And another thing we're pursuing, which is ongoing, is green products. You probably have picture that. Some of these I do use. I'm looking at other ones. They're getting better all the time, and we're moving that direction on a monthly basis. With everything on here, you can see cleaning products, chemicals we use, hand soap, paper towels, equipment. Pretty much covering the spectrum. Anything we do or need to use to maintain these schools. And the rest of the list is by school, and I want to list some things that we have done in-house. And we've done some major projects, which would have cost us a lot of money. The little school, the bachelor, and the high school. 3 major water main meter and valving replacement project, which is pretty substantial stuff. From 6-inch to 2-inch water mains, it's pretty high pressure, pretty sophisticated stuff. With help of the water department, who supplied us the meters, we supplied everything else, and the piping, and the know-how, and it worked well, and they're all up or operating. As a matter of fact, the new one, there's one at the bachelor, was a pressure regulator. The water pressure comes in at 120 PSI. We regulate it down to maybe 60, and it goes out to the school. 120 is pretty high, but that's the way it is that part of town. And the regulator, the new one at the batch, had failed, so we replaced it with a better one. We bought the unit, and our employee put it in. It's quite a project. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Another project at Little we would like to accomplish would be replace the asbestos ceiling tile in B wing. There are 8 classrooms that really need to have the ceiling tile removed, the tile and the track taken out completely and redone. We did it at the Hood probably, I don't know, quite a while, maybe 1999. The initial lower wing at the Hood was done. Major project, but it's an issue that should have been addressed 10 years ago. It wasn't. We're living with it, but it really needs to be done.
Yeah, but we didn't, I forget, is that in
That's
the
true.
funding?
Yes, it is.
So that will be bonded, right?
Yes, but all capital projects are on hold on freeze right
Right.
now. But it's been at least approved
Right.
at the October 10th.
Right. Another project at Little we would like to accomplish is the A-wing boys and girls lavatories. They're original. We'd like to put in no-touch equipment in there, sinks, urinals, toilets, and hand dryers. I've got pricing. We will put them in ourselves once we get approval to do that, but that would be a major upgrade, and we'll do it all ourselves.
Excuse me, Wayne, none of that work was done on the building renovation. That's original equipment.
That is original equipment.
To the 1958.
Right, correct. It's all original. And those 2 large boys and girls lavatories.
In England.
In England. Hood School, I don't know if you've ever seen it, there's a giant ramp out in the back of the mods for safety purposes, and it needed some work done, and our employees took care of it. We have a pretty handy staff. I try to give them the lead. If they want to try a project and they think they can do it, I bought tools, I bought equipment. If you think you're capable, and they many times have stepped up to that challenge and accomplished things that I would have to hire done. The bachelor, we have replayed more glycol leaks, although it seems like it's lessening since the school opened. There's still a few glycol leaks. It's basically faulty workmanship. We're repairing them as we find them, but there's not too many right now. I hope we won't see any more. We hired a landscaper over the course of the summer to help us maintain the plantings and grounds at the bachelor, and I got a nice call from Happy to Francis saying that they look great. It's in the historic.
I concur, I noticed
Yes.
that, talking to Cal
Big
about it,
change.
it looked fantastic.
There's so much to
I don't know.
maintain there, it's a
We have
difficult.
two grounds people, and they're busy guys, and I made a list of things, all things that they do. This past Saturday, one of them was up on this roof, blowing leaves off. So far, we've taken 11 loads, and we have a big truck with a giant leaf box on it. 11 loads of leaves out of this school alone. This school has 90% of the leaves. This is Leaf Central.
We knew too, Wayne and I had actually discussed this when we were building the Rathbell School, that the landscaping was gonna be a
Oh,
trouble.
yeah.
We had
Yeah,
a
we
lot
talked
of
about that.
landscaping
We
to
talked about
contend
that.
with, and they did a fantastic job there, so.
They did. One thing we finally accomplished after 2 years of trying, we got an irrigation system in the batch. It took us 2 years, because of the source is on the west end of the football field. And we had to run lines from the football field, across the baseball field, under the roadway, get a company come in on the state bid list to put the irrigation system on the batch, and then I had to get the light department to bring a special service in on the light pole so we could power the timer. It's quite a project.
That was paid for from the
Yeah,
funding from the bachelor.
Right, I want to make that clear, we didn't appropriate new funds for that.
No,
We had some
that was
funds
paid
left
for
in
by
batch
the elementary
project.
school building committee.
Same thing with the security over in the
Correct.
batch, that was from the money remaining in the project.
middle school, roof repairs, security system. The security system is pretty sophisticated, so we're ongoing training on how to use it. Mr. Fauché and I have been working with someone on the security system and on the opening the door access fobs, which are, they can be complicated. High school, we are living with steam. I don't know, I'm just guesstimating, there's probably 2 miles of steam pipe in that building. Maybe not, maybe a mile and a half. I don't know. There's a lot of steam pipe in that building. We repaired it, and we're still repairing it. With the help of our maintenance department, we do some major repairs ourselves. It's an ongoing, if you've ever seen it, it's pretty archaic, but we keep it running. We keep it running. As far as the rest is pretty much boilerplate, but as far as the heating system this year, with the help of our HVAC employee, we're fine-tuning the boilers. I know the high school was probably cold Friday night for the play. It was cold Saturday. We're trying to limit the times that they're operating, and also not so we're going to freeze any piping up, but to limit the time that they operate. So there may be a block of time, maybe from 2 to 5 a.m., and they don't come on at all. We have a timer. If it gets cold, they will come on, but, so we're trying to, and we have this, it's not a very sophisticated system, but with the help of my heating ventilating person, I can call them up today and say, let's shut them off, or let's leave them on tonight, like tonight. And the high school's the same way tonight. I know there's a parent-teacher associate meeting tonight, so I call my employee. I says, let's put it on from 6 to 10. And I program the computer, have the unit vents come on. He programs the controls so the boiler will come on. But we're day to day, so it's pretty good.
It will only heat certain zones, so you can turn on a certain zone at the high school? or
Yes,
middle school?
yes, we can. Now the high school is one gigantic steam boiler, but each, when I say zones, it's unit vents, which open and close a valve. That's how we zone it. There's 7 zones. Say this school's hot water, but it's the same way. We can zone it. So we don't have to heat the whole school.
At the high school, we have no control. I know some rooms get a little bit warmer, some rooms don't get as warm, other rooms are cold. There's no controlling that due to the age of the system.
Steam is very hard to fine tune.
Right.
Questions?
Well, speaking of that, I know there was an article in the Boston Globe, Northwest Weekly, and I was reading it about this school district that is dealing
I
with
read that
heat,
too.
and I thought, this sounds awfully familiar, and it was not threatening, so
Threatening.
I was quoted in there, so that's,
was too.
you know, again, dress, and you were as well.
Yes.
Wayne, on the little school, where it talks about exterior lighting being repaired, can you give me some details on that?
We had some vandalism over there. We made some upgrades at the little. We added a light on the outside of the boiler room, but we had some vandalism over there. And we had it repaired. There is more to do. Most of our outside lights, we've had all the schools surveyed for exterior lighting. There's a lot of lights. I know there's one out here burned out. There's a pole. One on the dock out there is burned out. The one on the pole is a little more challenging to get to because of where it is. Some of these, they lay down, like the ones at the little, some of them will lay over, you can flip them over, but we do need some more lighting.
So the little school, and I know this came up at our parent advisor and my parent advisory council about security, or we were talking about security and the question about the little school. It seems that the parking lot on the side there is just black, dark. So if that light is repaired, is that the only light that's out there on the side?
We've had a few, I'll have to check. What I normally ask the second shift custodial staff to do is to check the outside lights. Before you go home at night, they should be on from, generally this time of the year, they're on from 4 to midnight. And they might come back on in the morning when it's still dark. But it's 4 p.m. to midnight. If they're not on, because the second shift goes home at 10 o'clock, just to let me know. And generally they do. But if we need to add some, we'll probably have to add some more.
I think, again, as you're surveying all the schools, that part of the security project that was not funded, at least through the capital project, was dealing with the exterior lights. So
Correct.
I think we'll continue to work on that.
Sure, absolutely.
Any other questions? Gary?
Wayne, I think you and your staff do a tremendous job in all buildings, every one of them. I mean, people compliment all the time on the way they look, especially inside. And just while Wayne's here too, during the construction of the Bass Elder project, I'm not sure there was any one person more important